A daughter caught with drugs.
My mom offered me a place to stay to get cleaned up.
Her and Dopehead over here.
But does Mom have the bigger problem?
She's nothing but a pillhead. I did everything for the woman. I cleaned. I mean, how was her mate?
That is a lie. They both lie like dogs.
Listen to me. I'm speaking.
No, listen.
Shh, listen to me.
You've never seen Judge Judy like this.
Wait, Judge.
That's all.
I'm telling you. Listen to tape right here.
He nicks me, and I go flying off my bike 6 feet, so I hit the edge of his car.
Can I see the police report? Somebody has a police report.
I've got the police report.
I'd like to see it, please. Where had you been surfing?
Huntington Beach Pier.
What time of the day or night did this happen?
Around 4:30.
4:30 in the afternoon?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Heenan, I'll hear you.
I was getting off work, and then I was stopped yielding to traffic in the left-hand turn lane, right here, just waiting for oncoming traffic to pass. I proceeded to turn left, and then I didn't see Sean until he struck my vehicle on the right-hand side.
And his vehicle had the right-of-way because he was going straight, right?
Correct.
I mean, this was an accident.
It was an accident.
Take your hands out of your pockets.
Oh,
It's an
sorry.
accident. It's not an on purpose. It's an accident.
Yes.
So what kind of damages did you have, Mr. Oates?
My bike was bent. Like, you can't even replace the frame because it's bent.
Okay.
And my surfboard was damaged. My wetsuit was damaged in a place in the back of the shoulder right here. And to sew that up, it's in a seam with so much movement, it'll just break again.
Mm-hmm.
My scar, I have a scar right there from the damage. And my ankle was hurt for a few days because I landed. I was barefooted. And it's a,
Altogether, it was a terrible accident.
yeah.
Show me where you were when you first saw the defendant's car.
Well, this is a hill coming down here. I was right about probably where this red.
And show me where the defendant's car was.
It was right here.
And did you watch it?
I watched it come, and then I'm coming closer and closer each time. I thought he was going to wait for me, and he soon comes, and I swerve off
So you
to the
saw
right.
him. So you saw him.
I saw him, yes.
And
I tried to avoid the
well, you
collision.
could have stopped.
Yeah.
If you weren't going too fast. Right? Okay, so let me see the bill for your bicycle. So you need a new bicycle,
Yep.
because it says it can't be fixed. What else?
My surfboard, it was damaged on the tail.
It's a wetsuit.
In my wetsuit, I have.
How much did you pay for the wetsuit?
I paid 170.
What else?
And then my scar, you got my scar for the injuries and suffering.
That's about it.
Okay, we've got
That's it.
$200 for the new bicycle that Mr. Heenan knows that he's got to pay for. Got $170 for the wetsuit. Did you see a doctor?
No, I did not.
Just got banged up a little bit.
Yes.
When this whole thing happened, what did you do, Mr. Heenan?
Well, as soon as the plaintiff hit the side of my car, I stopped and began to phone the police. And then the police and the ambulance and the fire department came. And I waited around for them. And after the police saw the scene, they came up to me and they saw that I was pretty shooken up because I was pretty upset about the whole deal. So it's not like I do that often. So the police reassured me that it wasn't my fault, or they told me that it was just an accident, and it happens a lot down at the beach with kids riding on their bikes and whatnot. He just got my story and took the account of what happened and then sent me on my way.
Okay. When for the first time did you hear from the plaintiff's father?
Probably about maybe 2-3 weeks later.
Tell me about that conversation.
Well, the first conversation was him asking for pretty much an exorbitant amount of money, which to me was like, it was like $800, because he said his son was like a semi-professional surfer and he had an expensive wetsuit, and his classic Schwinn was like $600 or something like that. He kept asking me for this amount of money, and I told him that I didn't think that that was fair, for one, and for two, that I didn't think it was my fault to pay for it. So that was basically the end of the conversation.
Did you hear from him again?
I got a letter in the mail from an acquaintance or something like that, a lawyer friend of his, asking for $1,000 for damages. I disregarded that letter.
You have a copy of the
No.
letter? You have a
I
copy
do
of the
not.
letter? I'd like to see it, please. Now you can stand up, Mr. Oates. In this letter, this lawyer friend of yours indicates that the matter can be put to rest for $1,000 to replace the bicycle and compensate Sean for his injuries. So can you explain to me, sir, how come you're suing for almost $5,000?
Well, it was because of Mr. Heenan's attitude. Every time I spoke to him, he said he was going to do nothing. I spoke to him 3 or 4 times, and each time he hung the phone up on me. The last time I called him, I said, you've got to be accountable for your actions. What do you want to do about this? He said, well, my attorney says to do nothing. And he says, have a nice day, and he hung up the phone on me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You put a figure on it for me, Mr. Heenan.
As far as pain and suffering?
Yeah.
Kids our age get a lot of scars, I think.
But this one is your fault.
And later today,
He told her to call 911. Police got there. We both explained our stories.
What story? She was drying her hair. You shot through a window. What kind of story is that?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Sean Oates says he was riding his bike home from the beach when he was struck by Corey Heenan's car. Corey says it was Sean who ran into him.
You still didn't explain to me why the difference of $4,000 between the original lawyer's request and the request that you're making of this court today.
Well, Sean went through a lot. It's very traumatic for him. He's got a permanent scar on his arm.
He doesn't look like he's so traumatized, Mr. Rhodes.
He was at the time.
Mr. Rhodes, how many times has he been injured surfing?
A few times, but
right.
that's his own fault.
Well, this was partially his fault, too.
This accident didn't happen like he said it did. The bicycle was bent on the crank in the middle of the bicycle.
Your son just testified before me, Mr. Oates, that he saw the car as it was making a turn, and he thought it was going to stop.
Yes, well, Sean was in the bike lane.
And I'm telling you that if I'm riding a bicycle, and if I'm a prudent bicycle rider, if I see a car starting to make a turn, but I thought that they were going to stop, and he's driving a big car, and I'm on a bicycle, I would have stopped my bike if I wasn't going too fast.
It happened so quick.
Of course it did, because it was an
accident,
Mr. Oates. Not something that you get all hot and bothered over, especially when your son walks away from this accident. He was probably driving a little too fast on his bicycle home from the beach with a couple of scrapes. So far, I've heard damages in the amount of $370, and that is exclusive of the injuries that he sustained. That is worth something, and I'm certain, Mr. Heenan, that if you had that kind of bruise on your arm, were knocked off a bike, were injured, and let's say you were out of sorts for a week or so, how much would you think that was worth?
I don't know if I could put a figure on it as far as what I would be
How about
asking
the
for.
scar?
Kids our age get a lot of scars, I think.
Sure, but this one is your fault.
It's mutual.
More yours.
Okay.
He had the right of way. So I'm asking you, put a figure down for me if it were you.
If it was for me, I don't know, maybe some lunch and some resting or something, I don't know.
Well, I think it's probably worth a little more than that. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $870. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, it's a question that young people driving a Mercedes have to be accountable.
If I was in a lesser expensive vehicle, I don't think we would be here right now.
I surf every day, every weekend, and surf team every morning, so I had to miss out on some.
I didn't think it was worth the value that he put on it in the first place.
I thought he needed to be taught a lesson. It has nothing to do with money.
I wasn't worried about the damages to my car. I could care less, but I just wanted to make sure that he was okay.
I noticed him just going, oh, I'm so sorry, but that's all I got out of him.
You know, he could have been killed quite easily.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Uslaker versus Choi. Step forward, please.
Mohan and Renee Uslaker are suing their neighbor, 19-year-old Daniel Choi, for shooting at their house with a BB gun. Daniel claims he wasn't aiming at their house.
How old are you, sir?
19, Your Honor.
How long have you lived next to these folks?
About 7 years, Your Honor.
You think you're an easy neighbor?
Yes.
Do
I
you?
think I'm an easy neighbor to get along with.
Do you think he's an easy neighbor?
No. Absolutely not.
Not according to what you say in your complaint. And there's been some history from when you were a little kid.
Yeah, younger juvenile, yes.
According to you, you had a protective order?
Yes.
Against him?
Yep.
That's not about this case.
Correct.
This case is about Mr. Choi, you damaging their home with a BB gun.
Yes. Accident.
Tell me when this happened, Mr. Choi.
November 7, 2004, I was in my backyard shooting my BB.
Who do you live with?
I live with my grandparents.
Are they nice people?
Yes, very nice.
You have brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Do they live with your grandparents?
They did, but they moved.
Is that because they're older than you are?
Yes.
And you've stayed at home to sort of make your grandparents' older years happy and comfortable?
Yes, yes.
So you're in your backyard of your grandparents' house. And what are you doing?
I was shooting my BB gun.
Where were you shooting it?
I was intended for the ground, but...
That's no fun, Mr. Choi. Look, at these people are laughing at you. Nobody shoots a BB gun in the ground, Mr. Choi.
Well, I wasn't intending to shoot their house.
Nobody shoots a BB gun in the ground. So start out by telling me the truth. What were you doing with the BB gun?
Well, I set up some targets. There's a fence in between my neighbor's house and my house.
You set up targets. Now we're getting to it. What kind of targets did you set up?
Pop cans.
You see, we start from the ground. We're all the way to the top. We're at ground up. What did you put the cans on?
A wooden stump.
And you were shooting?
Yes.
And what did you hear?
We heard a crash. I was blow drying my hair, and I heard a crash in the back room.
And you found?
Found a hole about the size of a BB gun in the window, in the back bedroom window, and shatters going out from the hole.
So?
He came around the side of the fence, asked me to come towards him, and I asked him for what. He said, because you shot my window. So I walked over to him, and he showed me his window, and I said it was an accident. You know, I didn't intend to shoot your window.
I was just being stupid.
Pretty much, yes. And his wife came around. He told her to call 911, and police were called. Police got there. We both explained our stories.
What story? She was drying her hair. You shot through a window. What kind of story is that?
And he gave them two options. One, to take me to jail. Two, to if we can go to small claims court and I can make payments. I sent him a $20 payment in the mail. It got returned to me in this envelope. And next thing I know, I'm getting a settlement in the mail for $3,000.
Go ahead.
Well, we never did receive payment from Mr. Choi. We never received any kind of envelope from Mr. Choi.
Can I see what you say that you sent, sir? No, the whole thing.
The whole
all together now.
This is actually a bill also that came in the envelope. That's one of the bills. I have the other bill here.
Just a minute. Well, I don't see any money in here. Did you send him a bill?
Yes, I did.
When did you allegedly, sir, send this $20 payment?
It was about 3 days before I got the envelope.
3 days before you got this one?
Yes. I sent it in the mail to his house by U.S. mail because the first one I got said send it by, like, a cashier's check by the mail, by U.S.
So let
mail.
me see the cashier's check.
It wasn't a cashier's check, it was a money order.
Well, you have a copy of a money order.
No, they would not give that to me, sir. Your Honor.
You have a copy of a money order. Whenever you get a money order, you get a copy, you get a stub.
Yes, he sent the whole money order back to me.
Well, show me.
I returned it to the store and they didn't have any records of it.
Baloney. So how much is it going to cost to fix your window and the siding?
The total estimate is $200.
Well, you're suing him for a lot more than $200. Tell me why.
Absolutely. We've had a long history, who I'll refer to as this young man, but he was a juvenile delinquent since we moved in 1996.
So you're suing him for your stress?
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Punitive damages is what we're suing for, to try to teach him a lesson.
What you agreed to with the police was to payment for the damage that he did to your home.
True.
And if he had paid that, we would not be here today.
That is true.
The story that he's telling me is that he made a good faith payment, but I don't believe him because he has no proof that he made a good faith payment. And that's very easy to get.
I have a witness here that was with me at the store that I bought the money order from. She was with me when I got the money order, and she was with me when I mailed it out. It's my girlfriend, Nicole.
If you were to stand up here, Nicole, that's what you would tell me. I didn't ask you to stand up. I said, if you were to stand up here, that's what you would tell me, right? Baloney. And why would you make a $20 payment?
It's the only money I had at the time, Your Honor.
Why?
Well, I was working, and I quit my job,
Why?
I was unemployed.
Why wouldn't you quit your job?
Well, my grandparents, well, my grandfather is not in good health. My grandma can't really watch over him, so I have to watch over my grandfather.
In between acting like a jerk?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, right. Mr. Choi, you take your girlfriend out?
No, Your Honor.
You mean you just hang around with her?
Yes.
When?
Just about every day.
Where?
My house and her house.
When you're at her house, get a job. See, when you're at her house, you're not helping out your grandmother or your grandfather. You're just helping yourself out. You don't have time for a girlfriend, according to what you tell me. You're too busy taking care of your grandmother and your grandfather and getting a job so that you can pay off your debts and responsibilities, not hanging out with Nicole. You got me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $200. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He tells us that he'll pay us. He tells us that he'll be right. He shakes our hands and acts good in front, and then the next few days, something else bad happens.
I'm a good person to get along with. If they get along with me, I'll get along with them just fine.
He also just plays loud music and damages our fence all the time, and besides the BB gun damage.
Well, everybody plays music. It just depends on what they like.
He'll dump garbage on our property. He'll shout curse words.
I like rap. They like what they like.
If I can buy him a one-way ticket to the moon, I would do it today.
You gave her your PIN number. It is your claim that she stole $600 from you.
Yes.
A bank account emptied by the one person she trusted the most.
I gave her the money when I got in the car.
Was she betrayed by her best friend?
There was one withdrawal, there was another attempt, and then there was a third successfully.
I handed her money because she always lost money.
Judge Judy.
Why would
Yeah, this is case number 106 on the calendar in the matter of Barrios versus Duquette. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Barrios, Miss Duquette used to be a very dear friend of yours.
Yes.
And it is your claim that she stole $600 from you.
Yes.
She says she did not. She is counterclaiming because she said since this incident you've embarked upon a course of harassing her, and she is counterclaiming for several $1,000s. So why don't you tell me the circumstances surrounding her taking your money?
It was April 1st. It was about 8:30. I was downtown running some errands.
8:30 in the morning?
In the morning. I had withdrawn $160, $100 which I owed to the defendant. She called me and asked me what I was doing for the day. I said running errands. Why? She said she really needed to see me. She wanted to talk. She needed to escape. And I said, well, you can come pick me up. She came and picked me up in front of the Greyhound station downtown Sacramento, and we got in the car.
In her car?
In her car.
Had you planned on seeing her?
I had planned on seeing her at some point.
Okay, and that's when you were going to give her the money?
Yeah.
What did you borrow the money for?
It wasn't even a matter of me borrowing. It was for gas, her taking me places, and her...
So you don't have a car?
I don't have a car. She takes me places. She was a very helpful friend.
Okay, fine. So now she came down, she picked you up at the Greyhound station. What happened?
She said she needed to run some errands. Immediately, as soon as I got into the car, I handed her the $100. Immediately.
So far, is that right?
No.
She didn't give you the $100?
No, she didn't.
Okay. Go ahead.
We went to Kmart. She needed to run some errands. She needed some cotton balls, some lotion, some shampoo. When we got that, we called her friend, who happens to be here, went and saw him for a few minutes, went to lunch in Fair Oaks, down by the river, sat there for a little while, spoke some more to go and take out the money. She said, no, I'll go do it. You're driving today, so I'll take it out for you. Not a problem.
Okay, just a second. So what did you do? You gave her your PIN number?
She's had my PIN number. She's had my PIN number because the card is used for cash aid and food stamp aid, and she would, on certain occasions, take my oldest daughter to the supermarket, and they'd use my PIN to get food with food stamps.
So she had your PIN number?
Mm-hmm.
And she went to the bank and withdrew some money?
Yes.
How much did you tell her to withdraw?
The $60 from my phone.
And she came back and gave you?
A receipt for $60. And we got in the car. I drove to pay my phone bill, and there we switched. She got into the driver's seat. I got into the passenger side. She asked me if there was anything else I needed to do. I said, no, not really. She said, well, I got to go home.
When did you ascertain that more money was taken out of the...
The following morning, Your Honor. I get my cash aid on the 1st, and I get my food stamp aid on the 2nd. And it was the last of the month, so I needed to see if we had the food stamps were in the account so I can go buy some groceries before I went out and did some errands. And it gives you the cash account balance and the food stamp balance at the same time. My cash account balance came up to $39.12. And now my heart stopped and it froze immediately. That was like 7:45 the following morning, April 2nd.
Okay, so that's the money. That $600 is what you say Ms. Duquette took from your account.
Absolutely.
Without your approval. I never gave it to you. And Ms. Duquette says, of course, that she took out that money and handed it all to you. Okay. Can I see the receipt from the bank, please?
You want to see it all right now, or
just I want to see that day,
okay.
April 1st. And do you have the receipt that she gave you for $60?
No, I don't. I'd like to make a note. You see that there's three transactions, 60, 0, and 600.
Mm-hmm.
The one for 0, she had tried to withdraw $700.
Shh. Doesn't say that here. Well, it's certainly clear that on the 1st of April, there was one withdrawal for $60, and then there was another attempt to withdraw some money, and then there was a third attempt successfully within a minute, and $600 was taken out. Okay. Now I'll hear you.
On that morning, I did pick her up. What happened was she owed me $50. She gave me $100 out of the $660 that I withdrew. That day, I had not known her ATM PIN code. Whenever I took her kids to the store, they had cash. I never knew the PIN number. She gave it to me that morning. I pulled the money out. I gave her the money when I got in the car.
Okay. So you acknowledge that you took out the money?
Yes.
And it is your claim that you gave her the money?
Yes, I did.
Could you explain to me why there were 3 separate attempts to take out money?
Because she originally wanted me to pull out $700.
Yes.
So I took the 60 out. She wanted to keep her transactions separate. She said make 2 transactions because she always lost money. That day she had just lost her ATM card. I had to take her back to the bank because she left it in the ATM machine.
I still don't understand, Ms. Duquette, why if she asked you to take out $700, you withdrew 60, and then a minute later you tried to withdraw another amount of money, and then a minute later you withdrew $600. Shh.
That money was not an issue because she gave me money all the time.
Oh, no, listen, you're not listening to me, madam. You just testified that she wanted you to take out $700.
Yes.
Why didn't you take out the $700?
She wanted me to take out 60 separate, 700 separate. It would not let me take out 700. That is why I end up taking out 600.
So what kind of a discussion did you have when you got back into the car?
She counted her money. She gave me $100. We went to the store, drove around for a little while, and I took her home.
Just a second. And that's all that happened?
Yes.
You mean she didn't say to you, I asked you to take out 700, and you said to her, I tried to take out 700, but I couldn't because the bank wouldn't let me take out the 700?
Well, as soon as I got in the car and I handed her her money and her receipts, I said it wouldn't let me take out 600.
Well, you
so
left
this
that
is what
out.
You got.
Miss Duquette, you left that out, madam. We're in a courtroom situation. I have to decide which of you 2 ladies is telling me the truth. Whether Miss Berrios, who missing a few screws by giving somebody their PIN number. I wouldn't give my kids one of my PIN numbers. For sure I wouldn't give one of my kids my PIN number. You have children?
Oh, you know I do.
Anybody ever get your PIN number?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You couldn't breathe. You couldn't catch your breath. You were overwhelmed. You realized that I don't expect to hear from you, so keep your mouth shut.
And later today.
You didn't turn anybody away because her daughter was there?
No, I didn't.
So what are you suing her for? Why are you wasting your time?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christine Barrow says former friend Nicole Duquette stole money from her bank account. Nicole is denying the charge.
Now, I read your complaint very carefully. You confronted her about this the next day. Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened when you confronted her, Ms. Berrios.
Okay, that morning I called to see if my food stamps were available.
You told me all of that.
Okay.
You got that. You couldn't breathe. You couldn't catch your breath. You were overwhelmed. You realized that you had $30 left in your account and the other money was gone and you didn't have it.
Absolutely.
So you picked up the phone and you called her.
So I picked up the phone at 9:30 and called her. And I said, Nicole, tell me that you took out the money because you were afraid that I was going to spend it for the rent. In that case, I can just go pick it up, put it in a money order, and come pay my rent. And she's like, well, what are you talking about? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I talking about? You took out money yesterday that you weren't supposed to, and I'm hoping and praying that it was for that purpose only, because she's always been a good friend. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Shh. I'm going to get to you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So she got on the phone. I asked her, after I said, no, I have the proof. You made 3 transactions at the bank while I was sitting in the car in the driver's seat. I've already got the times, the amounts. I need to know where my money is. That's my rent money.
And
she
she
says,
said,
oh, well, you know, I thought I'd have it back to you by tonight. I said, well, do you mind? I said, do you mind if I know what you took the money for? I mean, that's none of your business. And I said, well, Nicole, what's going to happen? She goes, I'm gonna have the money for you before you have to pay the rent. I said, Nicole, it's the 2nd of the month. My rent is due on the 5th. It's $832. You just took 3/4 of my rent money.
So what happened?
She said, I'll call you later. I'm at work. Did not hear from her that afternoon. Called once. They told me she had left early. I don't call her home phone because of her companion, her partner. Don't want any trouble. That Monday, I called her at work. I didn't get to speak to her until later on that afternoon. And all she said, I gotta go, I gotta go. The next day, which is Tuesday, she left me a voicemail, which has since erased. It said, I'm at my friend's house. He's gonna loan me $1,000 so I can give you your money. I'll be at the house.
Listen to me. Voicemails shouldn't get erased if they acknowledge a debt.
I know. I didn't know.
So then don't repeat it. So then listen to me. Don't repeat it to me.
Okay. Well, that afternoon she says, well, my friend didn't come through for me. I'm going to see if I can go sell my car rims.
Okay. And is what you're telling me that these conversations never took place?
Never.
Okay. Now, let's get to your allegation of harassment. When did the harassment start, Mr.
On April 8th. The day of my girlfriend's mother's memorial, she called my house acting like she was a private detective.
Okay.
It was a man that called, which sounded like a young man, according to her, who answered the phone.
So you didn't take this conversation?
No.
Somebody else did. Step up. Tell me your name.
Esther Henry.
All right, Miss Henry, you took a telephone call on the 8th of April.
Yes, I took several telephone calls.
Did you make any phone calls April 8th?
Nope, not to her house phone. Absolutely not.
Okay. Did you know who had made those phone calls?
At first, I didn't. It was the day of my mom's memorial.
Okay, so you don't know who did.
At first.
Just for my own information, what did the person say?
Okay, on the first call, it was a younger voice, but kind of disguised, and he said, I'm detective from the police department. Is Nicole here? So I'm like, no, she's not here. Can I take a message? And he said no, and then he hung up. Then he called back. Different voice this time. And in the background is F this, F that. Is Nicole there? Is Nicole there? No, she's not. Then a lot of harassment, cussing on the phone. You better get her. She's in for it, you know, and all this stuff. And
what was it? Just a second. What do you think that was about, Miss Henry?
I don't have a clue.
Okay. Anything else you have to testify to?
Yes. Then the third call, the plaintiff outright said who she was.
Yes.
This is Christina.
Yes.
Is Nicole there? And I said no. Well, she owes me some money, and I want my money. She told me she was going to pay me back. She didn't pay me back yet, and I want my money. If she doesn't give me my money, then I'm going to call the police. And I'm like, okay, well, can I take a message down and, you know, tell her?
That was the message. Just as what part of what she said didn't you understand? Listen to me. That was the message. She said it's the 8th of April. She's supposed to pay me back some money. If she doesn't pay me back the money, I'm going to the police. That's what she said.
Yes.
So you understood the message.
When I say message, I'm like a phone number so she can call you back. I got that part of the message.
I got it too.
I did.
Anything else you want to tell me?
No, that was
Good.
about
Perfect. Sit down.
I even have an email here from her. This is not the first time that this has happened. I've known her since 2001. She worked at my job.
Okay.
She was trying to have a relationship with me, and that was her way of trying to get me by giving me money all the time.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. So, Ms. Duquette, listen to me very carefully. Is what you're saying to me that she was trying to endear herself to you by being generous with you with money?
In fact, she even offered. Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that in the past you had, in fact, taken money from her. In the past, you had taken money from her. Did she ever complain about it?
No, because I always did something for her.
Just a second. Did she ever complain about it?
No.
How long have you been with Miss Henry?
For a few years.
Oh. And I don't expect to hear from you until I'm looking at you, so keep your mouth shut. So far, you're not losing. Can you tell me why you think, after somebody had been generous with you, given you money in the past, why she would say that you stole the money this time? Unless maybe she's having a psychotic attack. Is that right?
Well, she was on medication.
Oh, okay. I don't buy it, Mr. Duquette. I think you took the money and you thought maybe you could get it back to her, or you thought this is somebody who really had a thing for you and you would get away with it. You took the money out of her account and you did not give it to her. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all. Your counterclaim's dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm excited because she was trying to come in here with an ammunition of false information.
A lot of the reasons why I got money from her was because I did favors for her.
I trusted her.
Now all of a sudden she's a scorned woman because she wanted something that she couldn't have.
She bonded with all 4 of my children, and she's nothing but a liar.
I helped her get a backbone.
She always said, you know what? Be a woman about yourself. Being a woman about myself now, aren't I?
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Powell versus Methors. Step forward, please.
Child care provider Lawandria Powell is suing her former client, teacher Betty Methors, for unpaid babysitting fees. Betty claims Lawandria coerced her 14-year-old daughter into signing a contract.
Ms. Powell, you are a child care provider, and according to you, the defendant owes you some money for taking care of her child.
Yes.
The defendant says she paid you what was agreed, not a penny more. How long have you been a child care provider?
I received my license on January 5th of this year.
And you take care of children in your home or outside?
In my home.
How many children?
I'm licensed to take care of 8.
What age group?
Newborn to 12.
How many people work for you?
Just myself.
You can take care of 8 children by yourself in your house?
No, I never have 8 all at one time. The majority of the kids that I keep are in school, so they're in and out.
When were you contacted by the defendant?
We met on August 23rd at a Jump Start program where both our 5-year-olds were to start kindergarten. And she made the statement that she needed assistance with child care or her daughter wasn't going to be able to attend school. And I was sitting in front of her. I turned around and told her that I am a licensed provider, and I gave her one of my pens with my information on it.
You have a 5-year-old?
Yes.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
Did there come a time when Miss Methors?
Yes.
Brought her daughter to your facility?
Yes.
When was that?
That same day. We made arrangements for her to come around 11:30 of that day.
When did you start your program?
Not until September the 13th, when the older kids were going back to school.
Did she sign a contract?
Yes, she did.
I'd like to see it, please.
Do you want all of the paperwork or just the contract?
Just the contract. Did you sign this contract?
No, Your Honor. I did not sign any contract with this woman. I only had verbal agreement on the phone.
Who signed this contract?
Her or her daughter. But it was her that was supposed to have signed it because she gave me the paperwork.
Who signed this, you or your mother?
I did, Your Honor.
Stand up. When did you sign it?
I signed this today, the first day when my sister first started.
Your sister's first day?
Yeah.
Your daughter was there for 4 days, and you paid her $50.
Yes.
And you say she should have paid you $65 for the 4 days.
My contract states $65. She asked me, could she pay me $50?
Just a minute. So you told her she could pay you $50?
Yes.
Fine. And she paid you $50?
She paid me $50.
So why are you here? What do you want?
In my contract, it states that she's to pay me the first and last week.
How many children did you have in your facility on September 13th?
Just her daughter at that time.
The reason you want first and last and 2 weeks' notice is because you say in this contract, and you're not sure who signed this contract, that space is limited, and in order to ensure that you don't turn somebody else away, you have to give notice.
Yes.
But you didn't have anybody else there. You didn't turn anybody away because her daughter was there?
No, I didn't.
So what are you suing her for? Why are you wasting your time?
Because my contract states that she has to pay first and last.
Madam, you have no written contract with her because you don't know who signed this contract. You have, at best, an oral contract.
My understanding was that she signed the contract. She never told me that her daughter didn't sign.
You babysat for 4 days. You got paid for 4 days. There's no reason for you to be here. You should spend your time and devote your time to your business, not for suing people. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judy is perfectly right. She is very, very intelligent. This lady needs to get a job. She is so desperate, she can do anything for money. And she is a disgrace, a complete disgrace to whatever she is supposed to be representing. Someone like her, she needs to be exposed.
She thought he was the one.
He told me that we would be together.
Until she went to his house.
Lo and behold, the wife and 4 kids entered the door.
You didn't know that he was still married. You felt the necessity to...
You may be seated.
You're the wife?
Yes, ma'am.
You're the girlfriend?
The ex-girlfriend.
You're the bargain. Don't see it. So something special that's just between you and you. Miss Underwood, according to your complaint, Mr. Burge and you were involved in a relationship. You didn't know that he was still married at the time.
Correct.
And you loaned him money. Loaned
Correct.
him money to do something called lifting his truck. I don't know what that means. You'll explain it to me in 10 seconds or less. Then you bailed out his car when it got impounded. What else?
2 tickets.
2 tickets. And you said you made loans to him because you actually thought that you were going to be building a life together based upon his promises and his statement that you were going to go to live in Arizona together and whatever. When you tried to find out when he was going to pay you, you went to his house and lo and behold, his wife answered the door.
Correct.
Mr. Burge said everything that you gave him that he acknowledges he took were given as gifts.
Yes, Your Honor.
And he never fooled you. You knew that he was married and that he had children because he has tattoos of them all over him.
Tattoos does not mean that he's
they're
still
together.
married, or the fact that...
And he says he doesn't owe you a quarter. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long are you married, Mr. Burge?
Over 6 years.
You have children?
Yes, 4.
When did you leave your wife?
Around April, May.
And when did you meet Miss Underwood?
Right at the end of May.
Where?
Through an ad in the paper.
What kind of an ad?
It was like a penny saver ad.
What did it say? Shh, quiet!
It said, you know, this is who I am. And so I responded to it. You know, she sounded interesting.
Why, after 6 years of marriage and 4 children, you separated, in a couple of weeks you felt the necessity to find somebody else?
It's just, I like having someone around. I wasn't out to build a relationship. I was out to find a friend. And, you know, things were going good with us.
And when, for the first time, did she give you money?
It would be September 9th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
September 9th.
But I didn't give him anything.
Shh. Tell me what she gave you money for.
She did a lift on my truck.
4 children and you.
My wife works also.
How old are your children?
Twin 9-year-olds, a 5-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old boy.
And who watches them when you're both working?
Daycare.
Who pays for the daycare?
We do.
Really? Your wife must be a very successful CEO of a major company.
No, she just works very hard for what she gets.
Harder than you.
We work equally.
Really? What kind of work do you do, Miss Burge?
I work for the phone company.
What's your annual salary?
54.
So you're the primary breadwinner in your family?
I make more an hour, yes.
Stand up. How many months were you separated from your husband?
Roughly about 6.
How much money did he send you for support during those 6 months?
We still live together, but we just stayed
Is what you're telling me, Miss Burge, that you still lived under the same roof while you were separated?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know that, Miss Underwood?
No, I did not.
You think your husband told that to her?
I don't know.
Trust me. Did he tell you about Miss Underwood?
No, we didn't share personal stuff about each other.
No, only 4 children. Did you ask him where he got the money to have his truck lifted?
No, ma'am.
Let's see. Where did Mr. Burge tell you that he was living?
He said exactly where he was living.
Had you ever been there to visit him?
No, because he was always at my house.
How often was he at your house?
A couple times during the week, not for very long, but he came over a couple times during the week on Sundays, because Sunday was his only day off.
But you never went to his house until you were looking for him for the money?
Until New Year's Eve, correct.
Well, you weren't looking for him for money New Year's Eve. You were just looking to find him?
I actually was just looking to find him because he told me that we would be together, and then his friends called and said that he was drunk and passed out, so they were taking him to their house. So I decided that enough was enough, and I wanted to go find out what was going on, and lo and behold, the wife and 4 kids answered the door.
Mr. Burge, did you tell Miss Underwood that you were still living at home with your wife?
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
Why not?
I didn't see it as relevant at the time. We were just friends.
Well, you were friends, you were intimate.
Yeah.
You had taken money from her.
Yeah.
You knew that she had feelings for you.
Yes.
Did you feel as if you were being honest with her?
Not completely, no.
Right. I think you got the better end of the deal.
I think so, too.
Unfortunately, She didn't find out about his character until they had 4 children together.
That's her problem.
That's her problem. And not only that,
she can have him. I don't want him.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It was okay for her to do this for him until she found out that we were still living together and he left her.
Because you got the prize. I want to tell you, my darling, you got the booby prize.
And later today.
Were you planning to get married?
Yes, we were going to be married September 17th, a week after he unfortunately passed away.
People invited to the wedding?
Yes.
Including his daughter?
No.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tammy Underwood says ex-boyfriend Sean Burge owes for having his truck lifted and for impound fees. Tammy says Sean is living a double life.
Tell me about having the truck lifted.
He said that the weight of all the tools and stuff he used for work weighed the truck down too much, so if we did that, then it wouldn't be as much of a strain on the truck. And at that point, I'm agreeing that, you know, we're going to try and start a life. We had already talked about starting a life. And I told him, okay, I said, this is the deal. I have a credit card that just got paid off. We could do this, but you have to make the payments on it.
And he said?
He said, okay. He said that would not be a problem. He would be able to make the payments. So we...
Now let me hear your version of the truck, sir.
Your Honor, months or weeks before that, we were talking. My birthday was coming up in October, and she asked me, you know, what do you want for your birthday? Jokingly, I said, I'd like to get my truck lifted. I never made arrangements to pay anything back, because if I could afford to pay her back on it, I would have paid for it myself.
What was the next thing you paid off for him?
His truck got towed.
When did your truck get towed?
I don't remember the exact date.
And what did you do when you found out it was towed?
I called to her and asked her if she could get it out.
Why don't you call your wife?
I didn't choose to.
You can either have a happy life or an unhappy life. The choice is yours. Do you understand?
I understand.
Just because you make an initial mistake doesn't mean that you have to go through your whole life suffering for it. How much did it cost to have the truck lifted?
$32.50.
How much did it cost to get the car out of impound?
$318.
And now we have the tickets. What about the tickets? Did he ask you to pay those tickets?
Yes, he called me at work and said, can we afford for you to pay the tickets? And I said, there's no we. I can do it if you can make the payments. I said, you have to agree to make the payments.
How much were the tickets?
One was $606 and one was $446.
What do you want to say?
I wanted to mention that I just want to reflect back on something that she had said when she said that he used to come over quite frequently. He works Monday through Saturday, and he was only gone on a Sunday a few times that I can recall.
Well, what do you think that this phantom relationship that he had with Miss Underwood was?
I really don't know. I wasn't involved in it, but
right.
I
You
knew...
do know, however, that he solicited her friendship while the two of you were married and living under the same roof.
Mm-hmm.
That he asked her for help, according to him, right?
Right.
Or something that someone would say to a new friend. We're building something together. I need some help right now. Mm-hmm. Separated from my wife, whatever. We're divorced. I don't know. Did he say he's separated or divorced?
No, said he was divorced for about 1.5 years.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
I understand that.
Do you believe her that that's what he said? I want you to believe her, Miss Burge.
Okay.
That's what he said.
May I mention another thing?
Sure.
The night that she showed up on our doorstep, she did mention to me that she had told him that he needs to put an effort toward the relationship or she was going to sue him for the money.
And your point would be?
You know, it was okay for her to do this for him until she found out that we were still living together and that he and I ended up going, you know, started working on a relationship and he left her.
Because you got the prize. Is that right? Because you got the prize? And she didn't. And she didn't. I want to tell you, my darling, you got the booby prize.
Friend Sean Burge owes for having his truck lifted and for impound fees. Tammy says Sean is living a double life.
He's an unethical, amoral man who used her when it suited him. And he didn't even have the decency to say to her, I'm going back to my wife. I know you spent almost $5,000 on me. I'm going to pay you back, little by little. whatever it takes, because I don't want you to feel as if you've been abused by me. Do you understand? That would have been a decent human being. Instead, he says, see ya. You feel like a fool? You were a fool? I'm going back to my wife with my new lifted truck. And if that's the kind of character you want your children to grow up around, stick with them. You will reap what you sow. The next fool will be you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,620. Thank you, that's all.
Why did Judge Hughes, you may step out?
We started building a life together. He said he loved me, and I never knew about the wife until New Year's Eve.
I didn't lie to her about anything. I might not have told her things, but I didn't lie to her.
We had all kinds of plans. It wasn't just like a month, okay, boom, done, you know?
It just didn't work between me and her.
Christmas, you know, he promised my son he would be there, and all of a sudden didn't show.
Mistress is a mistress, you know. You end up coming out with everything or you come out with nothing.
It really hurt, because I was in love with him, so, but she can have him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fitzgerald versus Whitney. Step forward, please.
23-year-old homemaker Kimberly Fitzgerald is suing her deceased father's fiancée, Leslie Whitney, for the return of her father's belongings. Kimberly says Leslie is a scammer.
Miss Fitzgerald, Miss Whitney and your father were together at the time that he died, and he died suddenly. He was a young man. He had a heart attack. And you want some property that you say belonged to your father. You're one of 2 children. You say your brother doesn't want anything of your father's. You do. He died without a will. And according to you, Miss Whitney won't let you have his belongings. Right?
Yep.
When did your father have a heart attack? Do you know the date?
September 9th, 2004.
And prior to September 9th, when had you seen him?
I saw him about 3 days earlier.
Where?
He stopped by my house to see my son. Well, and me.
Prior to September the 6th, when your father came to see your son, when had you previously seen him?
The 4th of July.
How old was your father?
57.
Miss Whitney, how long had you and Vincent been together?
Over a year we were together, but we did not live together until June of last year.
He had another girlfriend in March.
Shh. You moved into his house?
Yes.
Where was he when he passed away?
He was on the road. He was a truck driver.
According to what I read, Vincent took out a life insurance policy with you as the beneficiary. Is
Yes.
that right? When did he do that?
In August.
Were you planning to get married?
Yes, we were going to be married September 17th, a week after he unfortunately passed away.
People invited to the wedding?
Yes.
Including his daughter?
No.
Why not?
He said that he didn't want, there wasn't a close-knit family, and that's what he had told me. I had never met her, and he offered to, when he wanted to go see his grandchild and stuff, but it was like an in-and-out thing. He never really talked about his children.
How much was the life insurance policy that he took out in August?
$20,000.
But he named you as the beneficiary?
Yes.
Was there any other life insurance policy for any of his children?
No, there was not.
Did he have any bank accounts?
Yes, he did, but one was overdrawn, and the other one only had about $50 in it.
Now, I gather the day after your father died, you and your mother
Yes.
went to his apartment.
Yes. I didn't even know about her.
And how did you get into his apartment?
I was sitting outside. I didn't go into the apartment until Leslie came home.
How did your mother get into the apartment?
I don't know.
How did they get into the apartment?
They climbed through the kitchen window. It was a basement apartment. The windows were level with the ground. And I was on my way back from the hospital, and I came home, and she was outside with the baby, and the mother was in in the bedroom.
What was your mother doing there?
She told me to wait outside. We had gone to my father's house to get his suit so that he could be buried. We were making preparations for his wake, and there was other paperwork and stuff that I needed. Since I am the administrator of my father's estate, I needed to get paperwork to straighten
Well, you
everything
weren't
out.
the administrator of his estate at that time because he died without a will.
No, at that
so
time I
you
was
had
not.
you had to petition the court for letters of administration.
Yes.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Now, according to Miss Whitney, she ultimately allowed you to come in and take certain property from the apartment.
Yes.
Okay. Now you're going to tell me what it is that you want.
We just want...
Who's we?
Well, okay, I just want the value of the property that was missing that Leslie told me I could have.
What do you want? Not the value. What do you want?
The kitchen table, the computer, the camera with the printer.
Kitchen table?
No, there's no kitchen table.
No kitchen. There's no kitchen table.
I moved
What
into
else?
the house myself.
What year?
Beginning of 2000, end of 2003.
Get over it. What else?
The computer. There was a brand new computer.
Where's the computer?
There was no computer. There was no computer. There's no kitchen table.
Okay. You have no idea where the computer is?
No, I don't.
What's next?
The digital camera.
Digital camera.
No, I don't. He had that. He used to carry that with him in his truck, and I didn't
What's
go
next?
to the truck.
The printer that went with the digital camera.
Miss Fitzgerald, get over it. From what I gather, based upon the fact that your father had taken out a life insurance policy and instead of naming his 2 children as beneficiaries, he named this lady as a beneficiary of his insurance policy, you did not enjoy with your father the kind of relationship that was warm, continuous, and loving. Is that a fair statement? Realized that she was living there and that they were living together. They planned to be married. They clearly were in a monogamous, intimate relationship because the life insurance policy was taken out in August. You got a lot of your father's property. Nothing there, as far as I'm concerned, are memento things that you're asking for. You don't want to hang the kitchen table on your charm bracelet or the camcorder or anything else.
No, but there was family pictures.
If you said to me he had a watch that I would like to be able to give to my child one day because we were very close, or he had a ring that was a family heirloom or something that was very close to him, you want a kitchen table, a computer, a camera, and a printer.
And pictures.
Should have taken pictures. What pictures?
I didn't have access to them.
You went into the house 3 times. You didn't even mention the pictures, Miss Fitzgerald, when you said you wanted the value of these things or the things. You didn't even mention pictures. I think you have to have something to occupy your time more than what you have. Because this is nonsense. Get over it.
She
Get a
had the
life.
decency to show
That's
up at
all.
his funeral.
Bye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They were not a close-knit family. I never met his daughter because he wasn't even associating with his daughter.
If all she wanted was his money, she got it.
I was going to marry him. It's not just her lot. She's making it all about her, and that's not the case.
She says they were going to get married. I have no proof of that.
She's jealous that I'm getting a life insurance policy and she's not.
She doesn't have the decency to show up at his funeral or his wake or anything.
I was not invited to the funeral, by the way. They kept that hidden secret.
She walks away with $20,000, and I'm left stuck paying for his funeral.
I don't know whether to cry or I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Both of them put needles in your laundry, which got into your baby's pajamas.
What really happened to their child?
There were scratches. We have pictures to document that.
Actually, it was...
The defendants caused injury to the baby.
Not necessarily, but
Not necessarily. Let me see the pictures.
Judge Judy.
I'm tense according to what I read in your complaint. The other 3 apartments or condos were occupied by owners.
Right.
And it is your claim that the defendants did several things. First, they told untruths to the cooperative association and therefore your landlord.
Yes.
Causing you to be evicted.
Yes.
And next, you allege that the defendants, one or both of them, put needles in your laundry which got into your baby's pajamas, which caused injury to the baby.
But...
Shh. And you want to be compensated.
Yes, ma'am.
I assume that they did not put any needles in your laundry on purpose. If needles got into the laundry because Mrs. Schultz is a diabetic,
yes,
does use needles.
No.
Doesn't use needles.
No.
Okay, interesting. And in addition, that whatever statements they made to the landlord, your landlord, were true, and if you were evicted, it was because of your own conduct. That's their defense. I just want to check something. Well, I'm reading your answer, Mr. Schultz, and your answer says, my wife is diabetic, and when the plaintiff's husband brought the lancets to me...
There's a difference between lancets and needles.
Oh, okay, lancets.
Okay, yes.
So I used the wrong word.
Used
Lancets.
Lancets.
When plaintiff's husband brought lancets to me, he said he found them in the washer. My wife is diabetic, but they did not look like the lancets my wife used. So we're using a different term.
Right,
Needles,
right. Well, there is
lancets.
a difference between lancets and needles.
Okay. When did you move in, Mrs. Bishop, with your family?
August of '03.
And how many members were there in your family?
3, myself, my husband, and my baby.
How old is your baby?
1 year and 4 months.
Did you have trouble with Mr. and Mrs. Schultz or any of the other neighbors when you moved in?
Just the Schultz. No, the other neighbors were very kind and friendly, normal neighbors.
What happened with Mr. and Mrs. Schultz?
I think the first month or two was fine. We were friends.
Well, actually, it was...
I didn't ask you anything yet.
Mr. Schultz was very kind and helpful, showing us where the things were, telling us how things ran around there, like he was a
That was the
landlord.
first month or two?
First month or two. I understood from the neighbor in number 2, Tammy.
Don't tell me anything that a neighbor told you.
Okay, I understood she needed a kidney. So I went up and offered her a kidney and asked her what blood type she was. She said she was blood type AB. And we talked about it.
So, it's good.
To my best recollection. Anyways,
Go ahead.
So, just things started happening where the laundry park problems. They parked in a, his truck is very big, it's a Bronco, and it's blocked our space. When we moved in, we asked him several times to please move it. We can't get our car in the garage. Here's a violation of that was written on my car because his car was parked in my space, so I had to...
Car was parked too close to the line, yet their car was parked within their lines. But you have a very large car, and in order for you to get in and out of your spot, you wanted them to move their car further over.
To the other line.
I understand. Your wife is answering the question, sir. I mean, you know, I understand. She understands what I'm saying. You may want to give me a lot of baloney, but I'm not going to tolerate it. You asked them to move their car to the other side because you have a very large car and it was difficult for you to get in and out of your car. Is that a fair statement?
That would be a fair statement.
That's a fair statement. Okay. And what I assume happened is you parked it as close to the line as you possibly could. Is that what you're telling me?
Not necessarily, but
Not necessarily. Let me see the pictures. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, sir.
There's a picture
I'm
of his
10 steps
Bronco,
ahead of you.
And here's the rules and regulations.
You know, fortunately, we all come to our jobs, Mr. Schultz, with a life's experience.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, well, in this case, you may not be. Let's get to the rest of the complaints that were made, because that's what you're alleging. Let's get there, and let's get there fast.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the Lancets.
Okay.
Your Honor?
What?
May I ask my witness to come up and explain?
Absolutely. Who are you?
I'm her husband, Brett Bishop.
Okay. Do you have the complaints?
No, we do not have the complaints.
Well, then how am I supposed to adjudicate that part of your
We were not
claim?
able to get them from our landlord in time.
Well, then, yeah, I have to strike that part of your claim.
Okay, then I have nothing in that regard.
Good. Fine. And let's get to the needles incident.
I went out to get the baby's laundry out of the dryer. And
When was this?
January 29th. And found needles in the dryer. And I came back in the house and called my husband. And he told me that they might be hers because she's diabetic.
Okay. Do you have any of them with you?
Yes.
And this was before you put any clothes on the baby?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Similar of what the needles look like.
You see, what you state in your complaint is that your baby was uncomfortable, and the next morning you found needles in her pajamas. Then you went down to the laundry and you found needles. Now you tell me that on the 29th of January, you went down to the dryer and found needles in the dryer.
I got the needles out of the dryer, and I came back into the house and called the police.
Yes.
My husband came home at the same time.
Yes.
And he can pick it up from there.
The police officer went and spoke with Mrs. Schultz.
Listen to me. Were you there when the police officer spoke to Mrs. Schultz?
I was not in his presence. He spoke to her on her balcony. We waited in the house. He came down and told us what she said.
That's hearsay. I'll look at a police report if you have it.
Yeah, we have a police report. In that police report, she admits that the needles were hers.
Shh.
Sorry.
Now, according to the police report, I'm just telling you what the police report says.
Okay.
It says that you advised the police that the needles were left in your clothing by accident. I got it. What's next?
We have photographs of the needle. And we did not know that where the needle came from, where the scratches came from originally.
I don't know what scratches you're talking about, Matt. I have no clue as to what scratches you're talking about.
We found a needle later in my baby's diaper. After we phoned the police, we discovered that the scratches that were on her that were not on their way.
I have no idea what you're talking about, madam. I asked you, tell me about the incident involving the needles.
Okay.
And you told me on the 29th of January you found needles in the laundry. And now you're talking to me about scratches, and I have no clue as to what you're talking about.
On the 28th night, I put my baby to bed. In the morning when she woke up, my husband...
It was on the 9th.
Will you tell him?
On the 9th, we put our baby to bed. I usually put the baby to bed, and she had no scratches to her labia area. She was very fussy that night. We thought she was teething. The next morning when I got up to take her to the nanny, I noticed when I was changing her, she had a dirty diaper, so I wiped her up and I noticed that there were scratches to her vagina area. We have pictures.
What kind of diapers do you use?
Pampers.
Well, how could she have scratches to her vaginal area?
That's where we're getting at, is the whole reason why we're here is the needles that this lady put in our laundry somehow got into our baby's diaper, scratched up her labia. We have pictures to document that. We have pictures of the needles and the emergency room doctor.
We dug through the diaper pail.
Saw those.
We have a diaper pail we keep the diapers in, and after discussing with the officer and finding out the needles 2 weeks later that she had got scratched from, we assumed we better look through the old diapers that we keep in the pail, which we have pictures of the diaper pail and the needle in the dirty diaper. So that's how we didn't know where the scratches came from.
But you don't put diapers in the wash.
Shh. Push it.
So we put 2 and 2 together and took her to the emergency room, and they wrote the report that needles stick to the labia. And they did the HIV test on her, hepatitis testing. And
So what you're telling me is, I mean, I don't know what these pictures show, madam. You're showing me a picture of a dirty diaper with a blue needle in it. Is that what you're showing me you found?
Yes.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that 2 weeks later you kept dirty diapers in a pail.
The baby goes to the nanny Monday through Friday.
Let me explain something to you, madam. I do not believe that you kept dirty diapers in a pail from January 9th to January 30th. I don't believe it. It doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it ain't true.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I assume that you have a busy life. I want to know why you're suing him over swimsuit and shoes. I'm just curious. Yet you took time out to file a lawsuit about your swimsuit and shoes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Renee Bishop says her former condo neighbors, Michelle and Perry Schultz, put needles into a laundry dryer, causing injury to her baby. Renee also claims the Schultzes lied to the landlord and got her evicted.
I believe that you probably found a couple of her needles in the dryer. That's a possibility. And maybe you figured you could parlay that into something else, but I do not believe, and I'm not crazy about their attitude, especially his. I'm not sure about hers yet, but especially his. But if you think you're going to parlay that into a monetary award, you are wrong, because I do not believe this evidence, which is a 2-week-old diaper that you kept in a pail in her room and happened to open it up and found within the diaper that your husband said he changed on the 9th of January, a blue needle that he overlooked. I don't buy it.
It was
My problem is that 3 weeks later, or 2.5 weeks later, when you found this, you took your child to the emergency room?
Mm-hmm.
What date did you take the child to the emergency room?
The 29th.
29th. So what you're telling me is you didn't see the problem on the 9th.
Yes, we did.
Well, show me what you did.
We took her to my doctor for shots. 2 days later, she had a date for shots.
Sure,
Red
good.
marks on the
Let
buttocks.
me see. Let me see. 2 days later, let me see what the report says. Well, infant.
Red marks on
Red
buttock.
mark on buttock. That's not what your husband just told me. Your husband told me that she had needle punctures on her labia. Listen, what do you think? I was born yesterday. Your case is dismissed. They may have not been good neighbors, and they may have done a lot of things that were nasty to you, but you're not going to parlay that. My only problem is you did take the child 2.5 weeks later to an emergency room where somebody found a needle prick on the child. My question is, how did it get there 2.5 weeks later when it wasn't on the doctor's report 2 days after what you allege is the incident?
Because
that causes me a great deal of concern. Not from them, but from you. Your case is dismissed.
Your Honor,
Step out.
Thank you, Honor.
Out.
Thank you.
Oh, that's...
I didn't put the lancets in the washer or the dryer.
They just started turning psycho and messing with our cars, cutting our vehicles up. all kinds of stuff.
We've lived there 8 years, never had a problem with anybody until they moved in.
I think because they're just really jealous. Their kid's autistic, unfortunately.
So does that mean I'm jealous of every normal child in this world? I don't think so.
He used to tell us all the time, oh, you're so lucky to have a healthy baby. She's so beautiful. She's so this, she's so that. And I think there was a fine line between jealousy and hatred.
That's just a farce. I mean, they're just reaching, you know. Desperate people will do desperate things, you know, and they're desperate.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McCullough versus Nelson's Nautilus. Step forward, please.
Student Renee McCullough is suing the owners of her gym, Preston Nelson and John Ashey, for breaking into her locker and selling her belongings. The men say Renee's locker dues were 6 months delinquent.
Ms. McCullough, you belonged to the defendant's gym, according to your complaint, for about 9 years.
That's correct.
And then there came a time recently that you stopped going, about a year ago. And it is your claim that they clipped the lock off your locker after several months and got rid of your stuff. You want them to pay you $600 for what you claim was in the locker. When did you first rent your locker?
The first time I rented it was for a year. It was in November of 2001.
And how much was the rental on the locker for that year?
I paid $100. He gave me a break. I paid a year in advance.
Is that right?
That sounds correct.
Okay, $100 for the year.
It's my understanding when I paid for my year in advance that it would be included in my automatic payment out of my bank, and in the event that it wasn't, that Preston would let me know.
Did you have that conversation with her?
I couldn't. I would say yes, I did. We could not find any paperwork to show that, and so I don't know where it all fell short, but I have no paperwork that would show that. Typically, it was a prepaid year only.
Okay. When did you stop going to the gym at all?
At approximately middle of 2002.
And when did you go back?
The end of July of 2003.
And when you went back in July of 2003, you found your locker opened?
Exactly.
Okay, well, you know, that's well over a year ago. What have you done the last year?
After I found out my lock had been cut off, I spoke to Mr. Ashby, and he said he had to speak to his wife to find out where my belongings were. He thought that they still had them on the premises. At that time, I found out that no, they were no longer there. I left a note with Mr. Ashby concerning, you know, I had quite a bit of belongings in that locker, and that if they would pay me for my swimsuit and my shoes, I would go away.
Do you work? I assume you do.
I did previous to this, yes.
What are you doing now?
I'm going back to school.
How do you support yourself?
Through my husband.
Oh, okay. So your family supports itself?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going back to school. What I want to know is, I assume that you have a busy life. I want to know why you're suing him over swimsuit and shoes. I'm just curious. You took time out to file a lawsuit about your swimsuit and shoes.
It's the principle of the thing. I expect that if they run a business, that they need to comply with the laws that regulate the renting of areas.
Well, but the truth of the matter is, Ms. McCullough, from what you tell me, you didn't go back to the gym for almost a year. And during that period of time, the locker was really not paid for. You assumed that it was going to be paid for. You assumed that they would notify you in the event that it wasn't paid for. Have you lived in the same place all the time? Well, what I don't understand, Mr. Nelson, quite frankly, is why couldn't you just send her a note? Drop her a note and say, listen, we're going to empty out your locker because it hasn't been paid for, and it has to be paid for. You know, you better come and get it within the next 2 weeks.
Right. That really, a lot of the specifics, when Johnny came on board, the records were not well kept. We didn't have an automatic payment system in place for lockers. That was something that was discussed, but primarily it's a membership, tanning, health club.
Okay. So what Ms. McCullough was asking for initially was $160. Is that right?
That's what I have, yes.
Right. That's what she said here. Originally, I told me, you've just paid me $160 for my swimsuit and sneakers, that would be fine. And she's here just for the principle of it, right?
Correct.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $160. That's all. Thank you.
All excused. You may step out.
It was fair. It was more making them accountable for what they should have stood up to the plate with before.
At the time that we cleaned the lockers out, we didn't find anything of real value in any of the lockers that we cleaned out.
certainly nothing that would have merited $160 in value.
I think if you own a business and you run a business, that you should comply with the laws.
Judy makes good decisions. She's a competent woman, and it's probably the right decision.
Did she try to run him down?
I was in the car. She backed up like this, like she was gonna hit me.
Or was she trying to end the abuse?
He assaulted me, pushed me to the ground, and kicked me.
In another fit of rage, he body slammed you on your car.
Yeah.
What are you, nuts?
No, ma'am.
Well, why are you so stupid?
I don't know.
Judge Judy.
You don't have any children or anything, do you?
Well, I do have a daughter.
His boyfriend, Ronnie Brooks, owes for kicking a dent into her car and for breaking her cell phone. Ronnie says Amy was drunk on the night in question.
Go ahead.
Well, first I heard a noise to the left, and it was a foot coming through the door. That would be her foot. So Ronnie took her to the car. Well, like he said, she tried to run over him whenever she backed up and then came forward, and that's what I had seen. I also saw them yelling at each other, but I didn't see him hit her.
He didn't hit her.
No, ma'am.
Because I read her complaint, and her complaint doesn't say he hit her.
That was because his friends were around that time.
Well, I mean,
his friends weren't around him when you filled out this complaint, madam.
Ma'am, she was also drunk, so, I mean, she doesn't even remember me.
Oh, you kicked her car.
I kicked it, yeah, but she tried to run me over.
Yeah, but you kicked it on the side.
He also slammed me on the hood several times. I made one dent on that car.
He did only kick it once.
I only kicked it one time.
You kicked it once?
One time.
Very good, because these pictures were taken 2.5 months later, right?
They were. My father took those pictures because I did not have a camera at the time.
Well, that's too bad. 2.5, almost 3 months later, you don't bring pictures in of a car.
Your Honor, I filed the police report later on, like a month later. I was terrified of Ronnie.
A month later?
He promised me he was going to fix my car, and I was waiting for him to fix it. I went over to his house several times.
Just a second, Mr. Brooks.
Yes, ma'am.
I tend to believe the fact that you kicked her car, and I tend to believe the fact that she was drunk.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe you, because otherwise she would have filed this police report the next day if it happened the way she said it happened. She waited a month, something happened, and I don't know, we even know whether you saw each other socially during that month. Did you or did you not?
Yes, ma'am. About 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, we did.
Where did you go 2 or 3 weeks afterwards?
She always went to my house after that happened. I have to go to his house because he doesn't have a car.
You mean after this happened, you went to his house?
His roommate lived with him, and I knew if there was other people around, he wouldn't.
Just a second. I don't care whether his roommate was there or not. You're making this up as you're going along, Miss Jimenez.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, because if you're terrified of somebody, you don't go to their house. That's not what happens. You stay away from them, whether their roommate is there or not.
I was trying to get my car fixed, Your Honor.
Oh, please, give me a break, will you please? Tell me about how you broke her cell phone, sir.
Well, that was at her house whenever I had just got through getting to that confrontation with her roommate. She didn't want to take me home at first, and my clothes were in her car, so I just told her to open her car, and I would walk home. Okay, she didn't want to, so I just grabbed her cell phone and threw it across the parking lot.
And how much did you pay for your cell phone?
She didn't. She got another one free.
Did you get another one free?
Yes. That's what you told me last week.
My friend bought me another cell phone because I couldn't afford to get another cell phone.
Okay. Now, how much do you think it's going to cost to pull out the dents in this car?
For the particular part that I kicked, $400, because she had showed me the estimate. She went to my house and showed me, and I said I'd pay for that.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $480. $400 for the kick to the car and $80 for the cell phone. Stay away from each other. Stay away from him.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And, by the way, one more thing. The entire world knows that the two of you now drive drunk. So if you get behind the wheel of a car and kill somebody, it's not an accident anymore. Do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand me? Perfect.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My roommate told me that he thought Ronnie was using me.
He didn't have a job, and she was taking him everywhere, and I told her that he was the one that was using her.
Ronnie did use me. He's scum. He's very violent.
No more. That's over.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fernandez versus Holt. Step forward.
18-year-old homemaker April Fernandez is suing her boyfriend's sister, 24-year-old nurse's assistant Sheba Holt, for the return of a security deposit. Sheba says she kept the money because April ran up a $400 phone bill.
Miss Fernandez, I assume this is your boyfriend?
Yes.
Your brother?
Yes.
According to what I read, Miss Fernandez, in your complaint, you had been living with Miss Holt.
Her mother.
And
Correct.
she lived there too?
Yes.
With a boyfriend? And there came a time when you and Miss Holt decided to rent an apartment together. You gave her a deposit, $300.
Yes.
And then you changed your mind.
Yes.
Why did
home? And so, yes, she was living with me under my roof.
That's fine. She gave you $300. You don't deny she gave you $300.
No, I don't deny that she gave me $300, but I also don't believe that I owe her $300.
Well, that's what you have to explain to me.
Well, I have a phone bill here from when she stayed at my house. I did say that she can stay rent-free until after she had her child, but I didn't say that she can run my phone bill
That's
up.
incorrect.
And so when I got my phone bill and seen all these collect calls that she accepted from that young man who was in jail, I didn't feel like I needed to pay her $300 due to the fact that mortgage was due. We were all still living in that house.
Okay, I got it. Step. Ms. Holt, let me tell you this. Generally speaking, you can't do what you want to do, which is write off the $300. And I understand you gave her $70 back.
Yes, I did because I felt
and you
bad.
acknowledge she gave you $70 back.
Yes, she did.
You can't decide that you're going to hold that for bills unless you had a contract that provided that she was to pay a phone bill.
Why would I need a...
Listen to me. Why? I don't know why. I have no idea why. She was staying at your house with a baby. He's in jail for what?
Anything.
What in me? But no.
Oh, I was in jail for a probation violation because I didn't show up to court, failure to appear. And so I had a warrant for my arrest, and I got put in jail for 2.5 months. Then I got out, and...
What had you been convicted of?
What have I been convicted of?
That was my question. You have the answer.
Well, I got convicted of what was it again? It was it was grand theft, but that was in 2000.
2000 grand theft. I want to know what you were violated on, sir. What underlying crime were you violated on?
I was violated because I had a dirty pee test because I, smoked weed or whatever.
Oh, my God.
So I got in trouble for that, and I had to do 3 months, and I got out, had a baby, and, I wanted to get myself together and get out of my mom's house.
Sounds like the American dream to me.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Okay.
I have enough. Miss Holt,
Your Honor.
Miss Holt, listen to me very carefully.
Sure.
You owe her $230. Who are you living with now?
I still live at my same house.
Perfect. With your mother?
Yes.
Now, what about him?
And he comes in and out as he pleases, bringing his little entourage to come live on me.
Do you know why that is, Miss Holt?
Why?
Because your mother permits it.
Well, anyhow, I live there, though,
No,
and I pay half of the bills.
Am I speaking? When I speak, you don't. Take your hand off your hip. Only attitude here is mine.
That's right.
Your problem is you live with your mother. This is her baby.
No,
No. He's her baby. You're grown up. You work, right?
Yes.
You help pay the bills?
Yes.
You have a responsible job?
Yes.
You've had it for how long?
Forever.
Forever?
Yes.
He will always be her baby because he's never going to grow up. He's never going to be responsible. You have to find your own place because your mother is always going to let him come back into the house. Always going to let him come back with his entourage, and it's always going to irritate you. So if you want to be free of that stress and aggravation, find your own place. Now I'm going to listen to you.
Okay, Judge, I just don't understand why she is suing me when I pulled her out of a situation where her mother, she's pregnant at 18 years old, 17, and her mother's getting ready to send her to jail pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
My mother
and,
I don't want you to interrupt her.
And, all these things, and she's putting her out. And I stopped what I was doing when this fool called me from jail saying, "Can you rescue my broad?" So I go get her, bring her to my house, you know what I'm saying? Let her live in my room, rent-free, and this is what I get. This is what I get in return. I get sued for taking care of this youngster.
Miss Holt.
She's wrong. I'm wrong for taking her into my home.
Don't speak.
Letting her use me, that's what I'm wrong for.
Miss Holt.
Yes, ma'am.
You are morally correct. You cannot, however, take her $230. Do I think that she's right to sue you after living,
on me for over 6 months?
Do I think so? I think she lacks a certain amount of character.
Yes.
Right? But it looks like for every pot there's a cover. You get it? You get it?
Yes, I do.
Good. I'm glad I gave you a good laugh. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $230. Listen, don't be such a good person anymore.
You're right about that.
And find your own place, because your mother's always going to take him back. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I knew that I was morally right anyway, whether I was going to win or lose today.
She stole from my son and expects to see him. I don't think so.
Now I hardly even get to see him, you know, through all my help and everything.
It can be a possibility if she changes her attitude and changes the way she acts towards me and stop being so sneaky and conniving.
I'm going to go right and I'm going to let him go left like he always does.
This young lady assaulted you.
She just started pulling my hair. She was in my face. She hit me on my head. I defended myself by biting her.
Bull. You've been suspended from school 4 times for assault.
It doesn't have anything to do with her.
Oh, yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. If I want to fight, I'm going to fight. And she got what she asked for, too.
Judge Judy.
Your daughter is a bully troublemaker.
She's in a therapy already.
Well, it's not working.
This is Judge Judy. 19-year-old student Brittany Craig is suing custodian Lisa Jackson and her daughter, 16-year-old Tamaya Jackson, for damages due to an assault. Brittany says after a high school football game, Tamaya ripped her hair out and stole her cell phone.
Order. All rise. That's case number 440 on the calendar in the matter of Craig versus Jackson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ladies. Have a seat.
Miss Craig, it is your claim that this young lady over here assaulted you after a sporting event.
Mm-hmm.
When was this event?
This was on November the 12th, 2004.
Where?
At Washington Marion High School in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Is that where you live?
No, ma'am. I live about 2 hours away in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
You got there by bus? Or
It was a charter bus. It was a lot of us that came up. It was like a football game that see who goes to a championship or whatever.
Whose team won?
My high school.
So you were pretty happy?
Yes, I was pretty happy.
Your team lost?
Yes, ma'am.
You were not so happy?
No, ma'am.
According to what I read, your brother is also on that team. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Miss Craig, what happened after the game?
After the game, me and my friends and a couple of us who were riding on the bus, we were walking back to the bus. My friend who was with me, she's a witness. Well, she was pretty excited because her brother plays on the team. And we were all walking from out of the gate, and this lady, she comes from nowhere, and she's like, "You better get on that bus." And I turned around, and I was like, "Why are you talking to us?" And before I can finish talking, this girl hits me.
Where did she hit you?
She hit me on my head, and I just remember falling back like this, and she just started pulling my hair.
What happened next?
I can just feel her just pulling in my hair. It all went by so fast. I dropped my phone. I didn't know I had dropped it at the time. By the time I got on the bus, I decided to call the phone just to make sure it was missing and not with me at the time. And I called the phone. She picked it up, and she said, "You want to come over here and fight? This phone belongs to Lake Charles. This is not your phone anymore."
What kind of injury did you suffer, Miss Craig?
There wasn't any type of bruises or anything. She just pulled out my hair.
Pulled out a clump of hair?
A lot of hair. I have pictures to show that also.
Can I see it, please?
Sure.
I'm listening.
When this happened,
I want you to listen to me. I want you to look right here when you're talking, not at the floor.
All right. When this happened, we were leaving the football stadium.
Who was we?
Me and my mother and my sister and my brother. So I was standing there, and she said she was going to her bus, but her bus was behind her. So obviously she wasn't going to her bus. She was looking for something. She was looking for trouble or whatever, because she came confronting us talking about we won, we won.
So she said to you, "We won." Go ahead.
And she was in my face. And I'm the type of person, if you in my face, you invade my my privacy. So when she was in my face, she was telling me, we won. So I told her to get out of my face. And when she rammed up against me, we started fighting. When I got on top of her, she started choking me. And to keep her from choking me, I defended myself by biting her. She's lying, Your Honor.
Do you think I believe you? Do you think I believe you?
No, I don't know if you believe me or not.
Don't know. You're going to find out.
Hello, Your Honor. I'm the witness, Nakia. And
Nakia, you have a last name.
Nakia Porter. And just as Brittany stated, it was my brother that played on the football team, and Brittany just attended the high school. So I was the one that was saying, yeah, we won, and we were going to the championship. And that's when...
So you were excited?
Yes, ma'am. I was excited. I was the one saying, yeah, we won the championship. I was nowhere in her face. We were walking to the bus. And that's when Tamaya approached Brittany and hit Brittany.
So Brittany wasn't saying we won.
Saying anything.
Miss Jackson, you want to say anything?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want you to be very sure of something.
Yes.
Certain things make sense in the scheme of life, and certain things don't make sense in the scheme of life. So if you're not going to tell me what happened on the 12th of November, based upon what you observed, and if you're going to try to cover for your daughter, I suggest you say nothing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You have anything you want to say to me?
I sure do.
How many times was your daughter arrested prior to November 12th?
Once.
For what?
For stealing some shoes.
And how many times has she been suspended from school?
Oh, about 4 times.
Now, you want to know something? I don't have any of those records. But I can tell from her attitude, from the way she holds herself, that she's a troublemaker. You want to know how? Because I've been in the business longer than you've been her mother. So I know she's a troublemaker. Now, how many of those suspensions from school, which are very easily verified, have been for fighting?
All of them.
How'd I know that? I ask you these questions before you go to testify, Miss Jackson, so I don't have to humiliate you. Do you understand?
Yes.
You still want to talk to me?
Yes.
I'm listening.
Okay, first of all, Brittany should have never came to where we were at to fight with Tamaya. She is the one. She had a purse in her hand swinging it in Tamaya's face.
Bull. Didn't happen.
Yes, it did, Your
No.
Honor. Yes.
Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Your daughter is a bully troublemaker. Young lady. You've been suspended from school 4 times for assault.
But me
Did
being,
you learn the foot? Did you learn
me
the
being suspended
Listen
doesn't have
to me.
anything to do with her.
Listen to me. Oh, yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Got it?
Because for one
Got
thing,
it?
by her being 19 years old, I'm 16 years old. She don't have no business fighting me anyway.
You outweigh her probably by 40 pounds.
It don't matter though.
You outweigh
it
her
don't
probably
matter
by
though.
40 pounds.
And she got what she asked for too.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your daughter has some serious personality disorder, and maybe it has to be addressed with not only therapy, but medication.
She's in a therapy already.
Well, it's not working.
And later today,
Your mother gave you the money because your great aunt hit you on the head with a broom before she died?
4 days before she died, yeah.
You better get a life.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 19-year-old Brittany Craig says 16-year-old Tamaya Jackson beat her up after a high school football game. Tamaya claims Brittany was in her face.
Miss Jackson, you're not going to have any pleasure from this girl unless you take her by her hand and get her involved in some serious therapy that she's perhaps going to learn from. Otherwise, you're going to be cleaning up after her messes for a very long time.
Your Honor, I do not clean up
I'm
behind her messes. She's in a therapy already.
Well, it's not working. And if you make excuses for her bad behavior, it will never work.
I do not make excuses for her bad behavior.
Well, you did today.
Excuse me, can I say something?
Sure.
What I do is on my own. If I do it, I'm gonna do it because I want to do it, not because anybody tells me to do anything. I don't need a therapist for nothing. If I want to fight, I'm gonna fight. If I don't, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Got it?
Got
if
it.
you don't get it, you should get it. Because I don't know how old she is, 17, 16?
No, 16.
16? Maybe, unlikely, but there's always a chance that you can turn the behavior around. You won't have that chance unless you understand that your daughter has some serious personality disorder that really has to be addressed. And maybe it has to be addressed with not only therapy, but medication. But until you recognize that, She's gone. She's lost. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $2,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She lied and said something about I pulled her hair out her head, and her hair don't have nothing to do with me and her fighting.
I feel like there was justice. Justice was served.
My daughter, she doesn't bother anyone unless they come up and bother her.
She got what she asked for.
Their team was a loser, and I was a winner.
I hope it's the end of it.
And we win today again. So she loses twice.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Logan versus Logan. Step forward, please.
Warehouse worker Brian Logan is suing his mother, business owner Christine Logan, for evicting him from his deceased great-aunt's home. Christine is countersuing, claiming Brian sold her property without permission.
All right, Mr. Logan, the defendant is your mother.
Correct.
Several years ago, you moved into the house that was owned by your great-aunt. You lived with her for a couple of years. She died.
Correct.
She left the house and its contents to your mother and your mother's sister.
That's being challenged in court.
Well, was there a will?
I had never seen the will.
Is there a will?
Yes.
You wouldn't have a copy of that, would you?
I have parts of it, yes.
I'd like to see it.
This is part of it.
Okay. Is your son's name mentioned anywhere in this will?
Nowhere.
You're Christine?
Yeah, I'm Christine.
And your sister's name is Margot?
That's correct.
Well, they got everything, sir.
That will was made prior to me moving in with her.
So what? What does that have to do with this?
What
It's a will. Your great-aunt left everything to your
Well, see,
mother
we're
and her
contesting
sister.
that, or challenging that. This is my cousin Michael, or actually it's her cousin, that she wasn't in full mental capacity at the time that she put
get
that
a
out.
life, sir. What do you do for a living?
I'm a warehouse worker.
Why would you think, instead of leaving her property to her two nieces, she would leave her property to her great-nephew?
I didn't say that she left it to me. I didn't claim
Well,
that the
if she
house was
doesn't, if you're not claiming that she left it to you, sir, listen to me. Your great-aunt died,
Right.
and your mother said to you, you know, we have to sell the house. I assume that that's what she said to you at some point.
correct.
And according to your mother, she gave you some money so that you could find another place to live. Why didn't you just leave?
Because that's not the way it went down. I was given money to buy a truck, was what I was told, for her hitting me in the head with the broom 4 days before she passed away. That's what I was told.
Just a second.
Not me, my aunt.
Just a second. Your mother didn't hit you in the head with a broom.
No.
So who gave you the money?
She gave me the money.
Your mother gave you the money because your great-aunt hit you on the head with a broom before she died?
4 days before she died, yeah.
You better get a life. You better get a real life.
I have
Anyway,
a life.
this is what you have no life. This is what the lawsuit is about. Put your hand down. Did you actually take care of him when he was growing up?
Yes, I did.
Not really.
Do you sometimes...
She was
did he
only
have the flu?
16.
Quiet. Did he ever have the flu, pneumonia?
She never did anything for me.
No, she just let you die? So what I'm seeing now is a figment of my imagination. You mean you grew up by yourself?
I had my grandmother and aunts that took care of me. She was very young when she had me.
Who gave you money after your great-aunt hit you in the head with a broom?
She did.
What for?
To help me get a truck to help me move out.
No. Never?
Never.
What about you, Mr. Randolph? Have you been arrested?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
You want to tell me when the last time was that you were arrested?
I'd say it would have to be about a year ago.
For what? Make sure.
It was for,
get it right.
It was for an assault charge, and they had dropped the charges, found out that it was provoked by 2 other people.
An assault charge. And when prior to that incident a year ago were you arrested?
I was arrested about 6 months before that for an auto theft charge. My friend had broken into a car.
That was also somebody else's fault.
It was my fault for sitting in the car.
So that was 6 months before. Now let's go back immediately prior to that, sir.
I was also arrested for the same thing.
Also, a mistake. You keep having the same mistakes. It's almost like Groundhog's Day. I'm just setting the stage, sir, because I've read your answer. Your answer is that they're really lucky because they almost killed me in this unprovoked attack. So you're standing waiting for the train. And what happens, Chris?
A couple of my friends came up because the train was running really late. And then Austin and Kent came up to me.
Did you know him from before?
No.
Did you know the person that he was with?
No.
What happened when Mr. Randolph came up to you, Chris?
Can I, be straight with it?
Yeah. I want you to be straight with him.
I mean, he said, came up and said, like, my friend says you're talking. And I'm just like, well, I wasn't. And he just asked the same thing again. And so I'm looking at Samantha, and my friend's just like, what's going on? And that's when he hit me, and I wasn't, like, looking at him or anything.
Where did he hit you?
Side of my face.
And what happened when he hit you? You fell?
Yes.
What did you do when he fell?
I screamed, and I was looking in my purse for keys or something to defend him with.
Did Mr. Randolph back off after he hit him?
No, he lunged forward like he was going to kick him while he was on the ground. And
so you got scared?
Yes, I got scared, and that's when I stabbed him. I just nicked him. Apparently, it was only a 1-inch wound.
Tell me your version, sir.
Your Honor, I was downtown with my friends and my friend Demetrius, who I met up with later on. He did not come down there with me, but he was down there already with one of his friends. My friend, the kid that I just met, who I know now, is not my friend because this kid obviously wasn't talking about me.
Which kid wasn't talking about you? This young
Chris
man.
Obviously wasn't talking about me.
Right.
That I see now. But the kid that I had just met had came up to me and told me that he was talking about me, saying, you know, he heard about I got beat up, he could beat me up, all this and this.
This young man was talking about how he could beat you up.
Yes, that's what I was told.
That's what you were told.
And I laughed.
And there's just a second. And this bothered you.
Yes.
Why would that bother you?
Because I was arrogant. And I felt like I had something to prove. Like I don't want to allow someone to think that they can beat me up. So
just a second, I want to tell you something.
Yes, ma'am.
Bird could beat you up. And I want to tell you something else, Mr. Randolph. Even I could beat you up. I fight really dirty. So you went over to him and you said to him what, sir?
I asked him, was he talking crap about me? And he said no, but he was more defensive about it. He was like, no, but what is it? You know, I mean, like, I don't have a problem. And he
said no, but I won't want to have a problem.
Yeah, and then a couple of his friends started to come up and stand behind him. So my friends came over and stood behind me. He said, no, no, no. So I went to turn. I was like, all right, I don't want any problems. I've had problems in the past. I'm kind of just going to drop it. I went to turn. When I turned, he started to move his skateboard. I thought for sure that he was going to hit me with the skateboard when I turned. So I reacted. I only hit him once, and he hit the ground.
That's all it takes, sir. So after you hit him, what happened?
I fell to the ground, and she stabbed me, Samantha. She proceeded to run onto the light rail.
She stabbed you?
Yes.
That's what happens. Crap happens.
He hopped up immediately and ran after her on the light rail. When he covered her body to protect her from about 6 or 7 other gentlemen that were pounding him in his head.
These other 6 or 7 gentlemen, who were they?
Some of them were friends with me, some of them I didn't even know.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I ask why a 15-year-old girl is not carrying a lip gloss at the ball, but she's carrying a steak knife in her purse.
I want to tell you something.
This is not a 1-inch gash.
I want to tell you something. I don't care if it's a 1-inch gash or a 6-inch gash. He's a big troublemaker. Put your hands down.
And later today.
He threatened me.
No, listen to me. He did not threaten you when he gave you the $1,000.
He was restraining me in his home.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chris Casimir says fellow student Austin Randolph assaulted him at a train station. Austin says during the fight, Chris's girlfriend stabbed him in the heart.
Now, aside from the fact that at age 18 you've developed quite a criminal history, you don't appear to be an unintelligent person. I mean, the fact that you're dumb doesn't necessarily make you unintelligent. You can speak. So, but for the fact that you went up to this young man and started up with him, would any of this have happened?
No, it would not have.
There you go. So whose fault is it that you got stabbed in the heart?
It's mine.
Perfect. I love it. And whose fault is it that he got pummeled to the ground?
Mine.
There we go. Can I see your medical bills, please? Now you got it. You have anything you want to say? He said it all right so far. He probably wasn't going to say it all right, but he probably realized I really
Your Honor,
could.
I would like to say something. If I could,
sure.
please. May I stand?
Sure, I'd like to hear you.
Yeah, you know, yes, my son has had a history. We all make mistakes. He's learning from them, and, you know, this has been taken to court with Samantha as well. May I ask why a 15-year-old girl is not carrying a lip gloss at the ball, but she's carrying a steak knife in her purse?
I want to tell you something.
This is not a 1-inch gash.
I want to tell you something. I don't care if it's a 1-inch gash or a 6-inch
That's
gash.
what you did to my son.
Listen to me. I don't care if it's a 1-inch gash or a 6-inch gash. This is what he did. To start with. Now, the fact that she had a weapon in her purse to defend him, to make sure that he didn't get hurt any worse, good for her. And I'm glad she didn't have a lip gloss.
Unbelievable.
I'm glad she didn't have a lip gloss, because I don't know what else your son and or his friends would have done to this young man and or this young woman. He's a big troublemaker. Put your hands down. He's a big troublemaker. This is what he did. For no reason, because he's a bully. And you should have gotten that word a long time ago, when he was 14, when the first time he was arrested. Idiot. That's why people walk around with weapons in their pocket, because of his behavior. In any event, at least your son is intelligent enough to know not to fall into my mouth. I don't know where he was going to start with today, but at least he finished in the right place. I suggest you get there, too. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
The judge hit it right on the head.
It gave me nosebleeds, and I had no equilibrium all summer.
I was having a lot of problems then, and I don't have problems anymore.
This kid definitely is a troublemaker.
She stabbed him in the heart. He had open heart surgery, you know, and she had taken from him.
They chipped her tooth, ripped her clothes. They were all beat up.
I was the captain of the wrestling team. I ran track. That's not possible anymore.
It's not the money, the principle of the thing, and I'm just glad that, you know, everybody saw him for what he is.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Grandy versus Green. Step forward.
Truck driver Scott Grandy is suing his ex-girlfriend, bank representative Jennifer Green, for a loan to move. Jennifer says Scott forced her to take the money.
Mr. Grandy, you and Miss Green dated for a period of time, and you claim that while you were dating, you made a loan to her in the amount of $1,000.
That is correct.
And then Miss Green decided to reconcile with her husband. You want your money back.
That's correct.
Ms. Green says that there was no way this was a loan, this was a gift, and there was never any agreement for her to repay you. So when did you start to date Ms. Green, and was she married at the time or just separated from her husband?
At the time, I thought she was divorced, but I don't know if that's a fact.
Where did you
now.
meet her?
Well, I met her through mutual friends at the bank that she worked at.
Give me the month and year.
June 2003.
Tell me about this loan.
She wanted to borrow some money.
What did she need the money for?
To pay probably rent and bills. I didn't really go into much of what she needed to pay.
Did you give a check or cash?
Cash.
And what agreement did you make with regard to her repaying the money?
Well, we were dating at the time, so I just said, hey, Jen, you need the money, you need to pay some bills. Do what you have to do, just repay me back, you know, when you can, you know, pretty much. Because you're dating at the time, I'm not really thinking, you know, you think you're going to have a relationship that may, you know, it's probably going to go further or whatever, and I didn't really put a time limit on it.
Right.
Actually, Your Honor, we started dating roughly October of 2004 after I was separated and going through my divorce. During our relationship, there had been a few instances where he'd been verbally abusive.
I'm not interested in his being verbally abusive.
Okay. When I had gone to his house to tell him, you know what, it's over, we're done, he pushed an envelope across the table at me, and I said, I don't want what you have to give me. We had a discussion, and then he opened the envelope. He handed me, or he put on the table this note here and $1,000 in cash.
Let me see the note. Go ahead.
And at that time, he handed me the $1,000, and it just sat on the table. I said, I don't want your money. Yes, I was a single mom. Yes, I was in the midst of a bad divorce, but I was not about to take charity or handouts. I never had in the past. He then proceeded to keep pushing the money at me, and then when I tried to leave, he restrained me. He would stand in front of the door. He would not let me leave. He was holding me. He kept shoving the money.
So despite the fact that we went over there to tell him that it's over and we don't take charity, you still left the house with the money.
Yes, that's true.
And you spent the money.
Correct, I did, to move.
You spent...
He was stalking me, Your Honor. I have a restraining order against him because of this.
You spent the money.
Correct. Your Honor, there's a lot that precedes the money that was gifted to me.
Show it to him. I'm not saying it wasn't a gift. I'm just saying that you weren't a very smart gal to take it. I'm not saying that he expected to be repaid. I don't think he expected to be repaid based upon what I've heard so far. I'm telling you that you're not a very smart girl, because if you have somebody who's, according to you at least, has been verbally abusive, because that's what you tried to get into before, who stalked you, you have a restraining order against them. One of the things I would do is, if somebody feels like an idiot, a real schlemiel, because they've given you money, and you go back to your husband, which you did.
No, I did not.
Well, according to him, he came back from vacation, he found your husband at your house.
We have a child together, Your Honor.
Put your hand down. But you don't take the money, because that makes him feel like a bigger idiot. Now, I'll hear you.
Your Honor, I was in love with her. You know, I was helping her out.
I got it.
Okay.
There was no contract.
Right.
There was hurt feelings, because you felt like an idiot. You felt like a fool, like maybe she made a little bit of a fool out of you.
Well, when I caught her with her ex-husband, it was pretty much cut and dry.
Okay. Well, in any event.
But anyway.
Go ahead.
I do have evidence of the stop payment check. I do have a text message I'd like you to look at saying that she owes me the money.
Let me see it.
You just need to scroll down. Thank you.
Could you do that for me? You know I'm electronically challenged. Don't bother trying to cash that check. I stopped payment on it. You will get your money back. Leave me alone. Did you send him that?
Yes, I did. The day he came over to my house, my ex-husband was at my home, correct, with my daughter. Scott shows up out of the blue like he did often. He started becoming verbally abusive with me. I told my husband, you stay in here with our daughter. He was being confrontational with me.
How much after he gave you the $1,000 did he show up at your house?
Maybe a week. I'm not sure of the exact time period.
So very, very shortly thereafter.
Correct.
And was it the same house that you had been in while you were dating?
Correct.
So I assume you still had the money?
Correct.
Why didn't you give it back to him? That's what he wanted.
He had gifted it to me.
No, that's not what I'm asking you, Miss Green. Put your hand down. Told me a moment ago that the reason that you spent the money was to move because you got a restraining order against him, but that's a lie.
No, that's true.
No, that's a lie. Because at the time he came to the house and found your husband there, and you gave him this check, because I read your answer, you gave him a check and you balled it up and you threw it at him, and then you stopped payment on it the next day, right? So you knew he wanted his money back, and you still had his money because you hadn't moved yet.
I was in the process of moving, Your Honor.
You had the money because you hadn't moved yet.
Correct.
I didn't see any moving boxes.
Just a sec. Listen to me.
Okay, sorry.
What I'm telling you is, you don't get off easy when you're a user. And I don't buy the fact that somebody forces you to take $1,000 or any money.
He was threatening me, Your Honor.
What?
He threatened me.
Listen to me. He did not threaten you when he gave you the $1,000.
He was restraining me in his home.
You were in your car. Throw it out the window. Throw it out the window. And when he came to your house and he wanted his money, what you do is you say, here's your $1,000. Put your hand down.
Sorry.
Here's your $1,000. Don't bother me or my family anymore. You don't be a stupid taker. And take the $1,000 and say, now I'm going to get a restraining order that makes him feel like a fool. More of a fool than he already was. So you're not a nice person, amoral, but she doesn't owe you the money because it wasn't a loan, it was a gift. Grow up. It's a gift. Keep your money where it belongs. That's all. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I tried to break up with him, and he just wouldn't take no for an answer.
I caught her back with her ex, and the relationship took a turn after that.
He threw a propane tank at me one time.
That never happened.
Scott just needs to grow up, and when it's over, it's over.
She doesn't want to pay the money back, and she's trying to make me look like a bad guy on TV.
I used the money to move. I figure, you know what, he's the reason I'm moving, and he can fund it.
she was doing her job.
You are an interior designer.
I decided to hire her.
But was he doing a job on her?
He took you for well over $10,000.
I paid her in full.
I don't buy it. Show me your receipts.
I have something better than that. I have the results of a polygraph test.
Nobody wants to see your polygraph.
It doesn't hold any weight with you, Your Honor?
Judge Judy.
I think you're a thief and a con artist. And I don't. You are an interior designer.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, you met the defendant in a rather unlikely place, at a gas station or something like that. You struck up a conversation. Always a bad idea. And according to what I read, he took you for well over $10,000. He engaged you to decorate a house for him. You did. You furnished the house for him. He never paid you and took off. In addition to that, he stole some gift certificates that you had. That case is not really before me because according to what I read, Mr. Kelly, did you plead guilty to that theft?
I did, Your Honor.
You did. Mr. Kelly says that you actually owe him money because he paid you for the furniture and he never got it and just decided to chalk it up to a bad experience and moved on. Is that right, sir?
Pretty
close. But he is counterclaiming.
Pretty close.
Mr. Kelly, you met Miss McDougal when, sir?
August 15, 2002, at a gas station at about 3 in the morning.
Now, when did you engage her services to decorate your home?
Shortly after that, we started a personal relationship. I learned she was an interior designer. So I decided to hire her because I had a beachfront condo that needed furnished that was going to be sold.
Okay. What kind of work were you doing in August of 2002, Mr. Kelly?
I was a financial consultant, Your Honor.
For whom?
Kelly Consulting, 6 years.
For yourself?
My dad opened the company.
Now, you needed furniture. Did you go with Miss McDougal to pick out the furniture?
No, Your Honor.
She picked it out herself?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she showed you photographs?
Yes,
or you
she did.
gave her carte blanche?
Pretty much, Your Honor.
Pretty much what? I gave you 2 questions. You can't have the yes, pretty much.
I gave her
both.
carte blanche. She showed me photos of the items that she was going to custom order for my beachfront home. She came over and did a consulting of the beachfront property on September 6th. She looked over the home, charged me roughly $6,000 and change. I paid her in full.
Okay, so she charged you $6,000.
$6,800. I have the exact amount.
And what was the name of her decorating firm?
Well, Your Honor, she called it.
I don't care what she called it. What did she tell you? Because she made out your check.
Margaret McDougal Interior Design.
Fine.
I personally paid her, not to a company, because she was unemployed.
Just a second. So when you say you personally paid her, what does that mean?
Western Union earned her money.
Show me.
Sure.
What is this, sir?
That's a copy of the Western Union payments to Miss McDougal.
Show me your receipts from Western Union.
Your Honor, here's also my copy of Western Union. These are the printouts they give you at AmSouth when you pick up a Western Union. I sent her the money, she picked it up. There's a copy of her transactions, there's a copy of my transactions over the course of time.
I don't buy it. You want to know why, sir?
Why, Your Honor?
Because you're a financial consultant. I've been alive a very long time. When I pay a decorator, I pay a decorator by check. You get an invoice from a designer. The invoice is number 634. You say invoice number 634, $6,000. You pay him by check. You have a copy of the check. Financial advisors don't deal in money orders. People who don't have checking accounts deal in money orders. And people, listen to me, sir. I don't buy it. Got it? Good. So, do you have a canceled check that you gave to Miss McDougal for any of this furniture?
I have something better than that, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have the results of a polygraph test.
I'm not interested in your polygraph test, or take it and throw it in the garbage. Polygraph tests are inadmissible in courts. Now, you claim that you purchased this furniture for him. You laid out the money.
Yeah.
You had the furniture delivered to him.
No, actually, he picked it up.
Where did he pick it up?
At my place of business.
Show me proof that you ordered furniture for him, and show me proof by way of a receipt signed by him that he picked it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. That's all I want to see.
No problem.
Good. And while we're at it, Mr. Kelly, while she's looking for those things, I want you to tell me about stealing over $5,000 worth of gift certificates. Gift certificates that belonged to Miss McDougal. So I'm asking you where you stole them from.
My contention was I didn't steal them, Your Honor.
Did you tell the judge you stole them?
No, Your Honor, I pled out in the interest.
Pled out, sir, means you pled guilty.
Right.
You weren't lying to the judge when you pled guilty, were you?
It was in my best interest.
That doesn't answer my question, Slick.
Well, Your Honor, there's such a thing called a no contest plea. So in best interest, I pled no contest. If I took it to jury trial, I very easily could have got a lot of time. I took a polygraph, but nobody wanted to see the polygraph.
You're absolutely, nobody wants to see your polygraph.
Administered by a doctor, court recognized. Doesn't matter.
Court doesn't recognize polygraph experts, sir.
I thought they did in civil matters. I didn't know.
No, they don't.
Okay. It doesn't hold any weight with you, Your Honor?
It doesn't hold any weight, and your story doesn't hold any weight, Mr. Kelly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I think you're a thief and a con artist. I don't know what her story is, maybe just stupidity. But I don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth. Neither does Officer Byrd.
And later today,
I want you to look up and I want you to say, thank you, Lord, that this dame only cost me $750. Trouble with a capital T is this lady.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Margot McDougall says ex-fiancé Michael Kelly owes for her services as an interior designer. Margot also says Michael stole over $5,000 in gift certificates from her purse.
When was the last time you were incarcerated?
1998.
For the record, you want to tell me for what?
Violation of probation.
What was your original crime?
Grand theft.
Grand theft. Grand theft of what, sir?
Value over...
is not an answer. What did you steal?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. It was so long ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. It was monetary, though, money.
What kind of sentence did you receive when you pled guilty to stealing her gift certificates, sir, out of her pocketbook?
Your Honor, I received a 18 months probation, early termination upon a determined amount of restitution.
And how much restitution did you make, Mr. Kelly?
I agreed to $7,200 and change.
Did you make that restitution?
I have a period of time to do it, Your Honor.
And if you don't make that restitution within the period of time, you go to jail. Is that correct?
For 18 months.
18 months. Sounds perfect to me. And how much longer do you have, sir, before you have to make this restitution?
I have about another 15 months to go, Your Honor.
Good. Hope you're working. Are you telling me that he picked up a sofa?
Actually, it was some modular kind of a sofa. It was in 3 pieces.
Your Honor, you have the purchase orders in front of you. You might find something interesting that they're numbered 755, 756, and then they go to 758. There's not a 757. I have 757. I have the original purchase orders.
Can I see it, please?
Certainly. Yeah, you'll find something interesting in that. On 757, there's an item there that weighs 500 pounds. Now, you might take a good look at me, Your Honor, but I don't believe me and Miss McDougall can pick up a 500-pound entertainment center.
I didn't claim that you got it, either.
I signed it, Your Honor, the same day as the other purchase orders. You'll see where she thinks that recognizes me picking up the items.
What I want to see from you are the days that he picked up the merchandise, where he signed for the merchandise. When you pick up merchandise, somebody signs for it.
The bottom of those, they're actually on the yellow copies. That's all that I had him sign for. And
just a sec. Would you ask her to show me what she's talking about? He's got these signs, and some of them are signed 9/17, 2002. They're all signed same date.
Right.
And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the date he picked them up.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that's the only time that I had him sign for him because...
Listen, you made a mistake.
He represented himself as an attorney, Your Honor. He represented that he was all these things.
Are you a business person?
Well, I was going to school and I was opening a business with a partner all at the same time. And I was really busy.
You got conned.
I know that.
You got conned. Hopefully you can get your $7,000 back. Because I don't think Mr. Kelly wants to go back to jail, do you?
No, Your Honor, but I'd like my consulting fees back from her.
I don't believe that you paid it, sir. I think you're a con artist. I think you're a thief and a con artist. I don't know what her story is, maybe just stupidity. But I don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth. Neither does Officer Byrd. Anyway, your counterclaim is dismissed. Mr. McDougal, unless you have a receipt that he signed when he picked up this stuff at the warehouse, you have no claim against him.
He picked it up and received it on the 17th.
Shh.
Your Honor, if you believe that...
Just a second.
He picked it up right here.
If you believe that, Your Honor, on the 24th, we went and got a marriage license.
Oh,
He picked it up right here.
Do me a favor. Show him
Picked
the door.
up M.
Goodbye.
Kelly,
Goodbye.
and he signed it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm really glad that Judge Judy showed that Mr. Kelly was actually a real con artist.
I think Judge Judy was a little rough on me. She didn't look at the polygraph exam.
He conned me for those things, and he's conned me for more than that.
We had a marriage license, and the reason we broke it off is because she lied about her age. She was much older than she presented herself as.
Couldn't find him until a year and a half later, where he had done the same thing to another woman, met her at a grocery store with him. That's where I saw him.
Well, the allegations are unfounded. I might be smooth, that'd be the word. But don't hate the player, hate the game.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kinsberg versus Merrick. Step forward, please.
58-year-old toy store owner Barry Kinsberg is suing his ex-girlfriend, 39-year-old receptionist Laura Merrick, for an unpaid loan to pay her rent. Laura says Barry offered her the money.
Mr. Kinsberg, you claim that you made a loan to Miss Merrick because she needed money to pay her rent. Miss Merrick acknowledges that you gave her some money. The operative word in her answer is gave. She said it was a gift, that you insisted on helping her out because you didn't want her to move away. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
How do you know her, sir?
My condo needed repairs, and Laura was the receptionist, and one of my utilities kept breaking down. So we got into this more or less, we had a dialogue.
When did you meet her, Mr. Kinsberg?
May.
And did you begin a social relationship?
We had a talking relationship, and then after that we arranged to have a first meeting.
And where did you go on the first meeting?
Actually, we went to a diner, Your Honor.
When did you have your first social encounter at the diner?
I think it was June.
Beginning, middle, or end?
The beginning.
And when did she ask you for money?
The next date, she was intimating that she had financial problems, Your Honor.
Was that also in June?
Yes, Your Honor.
What kind of financial problems were you having?
I was not having any financial problems. I was thinking about possibly moving back to my home state of Colorado. I did not want to start a massage therapy practice in New Jersey, which is where I'm living now, and I did not ask him for help with rent. That's not true.
Well, what did you take the money for, Miss Merrick?
We were dating. We were dating for about month and a half, and we have a lot in common. I
didn't ask you whether you had a lot in common. I don't give a rat's behind what you had in common. I want to know what you took money from him for.
Well, we were dating. We had a good relationship going.
Did he give you this money all at one time?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He offered it. He offered it to me.
Barry Kinsberg says ex-girlfriend Laura Merrick owes for a loan to pay her rent. Laura claims Barry gave her the money to keep her from moving out of state.
He took out his wallet and said, here, I want you to have this. Is that how it came about?
He kept asking me about what I was going to do. I told him I hadn't decided it. I wasn't sure.
You mean about moving back to Colorado?
Yes. And then he basically said, let me, I think he was trying to persuade me to stay, and he offered, he's like, let me pay your rent for you, and he even offered.
Oh, just a minute. So he said to you, let me pay your rent for you, and you said, I said, no, I don't want you to do that, because I don't take money from men.
Come about with us. I mean, he was talking about me moving in. I'm like, okay, maybe this could be something more permanent.
How much did you give her?
$715, Your Honor.
How old are you, Mr. Kinsberg?
56
You have to think about that.
Yeah.
How old are you, Mr. Kinsberg?
I just had a birthday, Your Honor. Just turned 58.
And how old is Miss Merrick?
She's 39.
Have you ever been married, Mr. Kinsberg?
Yes, Your Honor.
For how long?
25 years.
Divorced, widowed?
Divorced.
When were you divorced, sir?
Last October, Your Honor.
Mr. Kinsberg, what I want you to do is look at me. I want you to look up and I want you to say, thank you, Lord. that this dame only cost me $750. Do you understand? $715. You got a bargain. Trouble with a capital T is this lady. Tell me, Mr. Kingsburg, how it came about that you gave her $715?
She required this money.
Well, tell me what she said to you and what you said to her.
She called me and says to me, during the course of dating, the couple of dates we went out on, she needed to borrow money.
Where did you expect her to get this money from, Mr. Kingsburg?
She told me that she was getting a rebate from Colorado on a vehicle. She was getting money back for her insurance. In fact, I asked her, how are you going to repay this? And she said to me, I can repay this because I'm getting a rebate on auto insurance from Colorado.
How much after you received the $715 from Mr. Kingsburg, Miss Merrick, did you decide that he was annoying?
About within a week and a half, phone calls every day. Then he started coming around my apartment building, and I was home one day and I observed him. He drove up, he was like looking around at my car, and then drove off, and that's when I really started to get concerned, because I was like, oh, this is getting really strange now. And then one of my neighbors told me one day...
Don't tell me what your neighbors told you. Mr. Kingsburg, you're a lucky man. But, you know, age appropriate isn't terrible, Mr. Kingsburg. How old was your wife?
She's 50, well, she's about 50.
That's nice.
Right.
That's nice, Mr. Kingsburg. Find somebody more age appropriate and who has a little more character. In any event, I believe you when you say that she asked if she could borrow some money, and I believe that she told you that she was expecting a rebate check, because I don't think that you would make that up. And since I don't believe a word that comes out of her mouth, I'm going to issue a judgment in the amount of $715. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Why is that excuse? You may step out.
There was a condition to it. If there wasn't a condition to it, I wouldn't be standing at Judge Judy.
It never was a loan. It was, he just gave it to me, and we were considering moving in together.
I think probably in all relationships, there's sometimes people hear what they want to hear.
The coming around to where I lived, and I wasn't there, I was, you know, and asking, talking to my neighbors, and I got a little concerned after that.
Sometimes you take these relationships, some can be fixed, and some cannot.